सह यज्ञाः प्रजाः सृष्ट्वा पुरोवाच प्रजापतिः अनेन प्रसविष्यध्वम् एष वोस्त्विष्टकामधुक्.
In the beginning of creation, the Lord of all creatures sent forth generations of men and demigods, along with sacrifices for Vishnu, and blessed them by saying, "Be thou happy by this yajna, because its performance will bestow upon you everything desirable for living happily and achieving liberation." Purport: the material creation by the Lord of creatures, Vishnu, is a chance offered to the conditioned soul to come back home, back to Godhead. All living entities within the material creation are conditioned by material nature because of their forgetfulness of their relationship to Vishnu or Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Vedic principles are to help us understand this eternal relation. As it is stated in the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that the purpose of the Vedas is to understand Him. In the Vedic hymns, it is said, therefore, the Lord of the living entities is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vishnu. In the Srimad Bhagavatam also, Srila Sukadeva Goswami describes the Lord as Pati in so many ways. The Prajapati is Lord Vishnu, and He is the Lord of all living creatures, all worlds and all beauties, and the protector of everyone. The Lord created this material world to enable the conditioned soul to learn how to perform yajnas for the satisfaction of Vishnu, so that while in the material world they can live very comfortably without anxiety, and after finishing the present material body they can enter into the kingdom of God. That is the whole program for the conditioned soul. By performance of yajna, the conditioned soul gradually becomes Krishna conscious and become godly in all respects. In the age of Kali, the Sanskrita yajna, the chanting of the names of God, is recommended by the Vedic scriptures, and this transcendental system was introduced by Lord Chaitanya for the deliverance of all men in this age. Sanskirtana yajna and Krishna consciousness go well together. Lord Krishna in his devotional form as Lord Chaitanya is mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam as follows, with the special reference to Sanskrita yajna. In this age of Kali, people who are endowed with sufficient intelligence will worship the Lord, who is accompanied by his associates, by performing Sanskrita yajna. Other yajnas prescribed in the Vedic literatures are not easy to perform in this age of Kali, but Sanskrita yajna is easy and sublime for all purposes, as recommended in Bhagavad Gita also.
देवान् भावयतानेन ते देवा भावयन्तु वः परस्परं भावयन्तः श्रेयः परमवाप्स्यथ.
The demigods, being pleased by sacrifices, will also please you, and thus by cooperation between men and demigods, prosperity will reign for all. Purport: the demigods are empowered administrators of material affairs. The supply of air, light, water, and all other benedictions for maintaining the body and soul of every living entity is entrusted to the demigods, who are innumerable assistants in different parts of the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Their pleasures and displeasures are dependent on the performance of yajnas by the human being. Some of the yajnas are meant to satisfy particular demigods, but even in doing so, Lord Vishnu is worshipped in all yajnas as the chief beneficiary. It is stated also in the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna himself is the beneficiary of all kinds of yajnas. Bhoktam yajna tapasam. Therefore, ultimate satisfaction of the yajnapati is the chief purpose of all yajna. When these yajnas are perfectly performed, naturally the demigods in charge of the different departments of supply are pleased, and there is no scarcity in the supply of natural products. Performance of yajnas has many side benefits, ultimately leading to liberation from material bondage. By performance of yajnas, all activities become purified. as it is stated in the Vedic Ashra Sadhu Sattva Suddhi, Sattva Sadhu Dhruva Smriti, Smriti Lambe Sarva Granatham Pramoksha. By performance of yajna, one's eatables become sanctified, and by eating sanctified foodstuffs, one's very existence become purified. By the purification of existence, finer tissues in the memory become sanctified, and when memory is sanctified, one can think of the path of liberation, and all these combined together lead to Krishna consciousness, the great necessity of present day society.
इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा
इष्टान् भोगान् हि वो देवा
दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः
दास्यन्ते यज्ञभाविताः
तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो
तैर्दत्तानप्रदायैभ्यो
यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः
यो भुङ्क्तेस्तेन एव सः।
सो बेसिकली इसमें एक वर्ड है स्तेना। स्तेना मतलब थीफ। तो जो भी यज्ञ नहीं परफॉर्म कर रहा है वो थीफ है, क्योंकि हम जो सब कुछ एमिनिटीज तो ले रहे हैं, हम जो जो चीजें यूज कर रहे हैं, फॉर एग्जांपल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी, तो उसका बिल आता है। हम जो भी लाइफ में खाना खा रहे हैं उसका हम पैसे दे रहे हैं, लेकिन अगर हम सब चीजें ले रहे हैं, फूड हम ले रहे हैं, सनलाइट ले रहे हैं, बट हम यज्ञ नहीं कर रहे हैं, तो हम स्तेना है, थीफ। In charge of various necessities of life, the demigods, being satisfied by the performance of yagna, sacrifice, will supply all necessities to you. But he who enjoys such gifts without offering them to the demigods in return is certainly a thief. The demigods are authorized supplying agents on behalf of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu. Therefore, they must be satisfied by the performance of prescribed yagnas. In the Vedas, there are different kinds of yagnas prescribed for different kinds of demigods, but all are ultimately offered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For one who cannot understand what the personality of Godhead is, will sacrifice to the demigods is recommended. According to different material qualities of the persons concerned, different types of yagnas are recommended in the Vedas. Worship of different demigods is also on the same basis, namely according to different qualities. For example, the meat eaters are recommended to worship the goddess Kali, the ghastly form of material nature. And before the goddess, the sacrifice of animals is recommended. But for those who are in mode of goodness, the transcendental worship of Vishnu is recommended. But ultimately, all yagnas are meant for gradual promotion to the transcendental position. For ordinary men, at least 5 yagnas, known as Pancha Mahayagna, are necessary. One should know, however, that all the necessities of life that the human society requires are supplied by the demigod agents of the Lord. No one can manufacture anything. Take, for example, all the eatables of human society. These eatables include grains, fruits, vegetables, milk, sugar, etc. for the persons in the mode of goodness, and also eatables for the non-vegetarians like meat, none of which can be manufactured by men. Then again, take for example heat, light, water, air, etc., which are also necessities of life. None of them can be manufactured by the human society. Without the Supreme Lord, there can be no profuse sunlight, moonlight, rainfall, breeze, etc., without which no one can live. Obviously, our life is dependent on supplies from the Lord. Even for our manufacturing enterprises, we require so many raw materials like metal, sulfur, mercury, manganese, and so many essentials, all of which are supplied by the agents of the Lord, with the purpose that we should make proper use of them to keep ourselves fit and healthy for the purpose of self-realization, leading to the ultimate goal of life, namely liberation from the material struggle of existence. This aim of life is attained by performance of yagnas. If we forget the purpose of human life and simply take supplies from the agents of the Lord for sense gratification and become more and more entangled in material existence, which is not the purpose of creation, certainly we become thieves, and therefore we are punished by the laws of material nature. A society of thieves can never be happy because they have no aim in life. The gross materialist thieves have no ultimate goal of life. They are simply directed to sense gratification. Nor do they have knowledge of how to perform yagnas. Lord Chaitanya, however, inaugurated the easiest performance of yagna, namely the Sankirtan yagna, which can be performed by anyone in the world who accepts the principles of Krishna consciousness. अगर आपको यज्ञ करना है तो if there's कुंड नहीं है हवन कुंड तो आपका आपका जीव ही आपका हवन कुंड बन सकता है by chanting. So that's also a great way of doing yagnas.
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो
यज्ञशिष्टाशिनः सन्तो
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
मुच्यन्ते सर्वकिल्बिषैः
भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा
भुञ्जते ते त्वघं पापा
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्
ये पचन्त्यात्मकारणात्.
The devotees of the Lord are released from all kinds of sins because they eat food which is offered first for sacrifice. Others who prepare food for personal sense enjoyment verily eat only sin. Purport. The devotees of the Supreme Lord or the persons who are in Krishna consciousness are called Santas, and they are always in love with the Lord as it is described in the Brahma Samhita. Premanjana Churita Bhakti Viloshina Santa Sadaiva Hardeshu Vilokayanti. The Santas being always in compact of love with the Supreme Personality of Godhead Govinda, the giver of all pleasures, or Mukunda, the giver of liberation, or Krishna, the all-attractive person, cannot accept anything without first offering it to the Supreme Person. Therefore, such devotees always perform yagnas in different modes of devotional service such as Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Arkanam, etc. And these performances of yagnas keep them always aloof from all kinds of contamination of sinful association in the material world. Others who prepare food for self or sense gratification are not only thieves, but also the eaters of all kinds of sins. How can a person be happy if he is both a thief and sinful? It is not possible. Therefore, in order for people to become happy in all respects, they must be taught to perform the easy process of Sankirtan Yagna in full Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there can be no peace or happiness in the world.
Beautiful. इसमें दोनों चीजें बताई हैं कि जो संत हैं वो एक्चुअली हर चीज ऑफर करते हैं भगवान को, और जो दूसरे ऐसे भोजन थे जो एंजॉय करने आए हैं वो कुछ ऑफर नहीं कर रहे हैं, सिर्फ सिन खा रहे हैं.
अन्नाद् भवन्ति भूतानि
अन्नात् भवन्ति भूतानि
पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः
पर्जन्यादन्न संभवः
यज्ञाद् भवति पर्जन्यो
यज्ञात् भवति पर्जन्यो
यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः
यज्ञः कर्म समुद्भवः.
All living bodies are subsist on fruit grains, which are produced from rains. Rains are produced by performance of yagna, sacrifice, and yagna is born of prescribed duties. Sri Baldev, purport by Divine Grace Prabhupada, Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, a great commenter on the Bhagavad Gita, writes as follows: the Supreme Personality, Supreme Lord, who is known as the Yagna Purusha or the personal beneficiary of all sacrifice, is a master of all demigods who serve him as the different limbs of the body serve the whole. Demigods like Indra, Chandra, and Varuna are appointed officers who manage material affairs, and the Vedas direct sacrifice to satisfy these demigods, so that they may be pleased to supply air, light, and water sufficiently to produce food grains. When the Lord Krishna is worshipped, the demigods who are different limbs of the Lord are also automatically worshipped. Therefore, there is no separate need to worship the demigods. For this reason, the devotees of the Lord who are in Krishna conscious offer food to Krishna and then eat, a process which nourishes the body spiritually. By such action, not only are the past sinful reaction in the body vanquished, but the body becomes immunized to all contamination of material nature. When there is an epidemic disease An antiseptic vaccine protects a person from attack of such an epidemic. Similarly, the food offered to Lord Vishnu and then taken by us makes us sufficiently resistant to material affection. And the one who is accustomed to this practice is called a devotee of the Lord. Therefore, a person in Krishna conscious who eats only food offered to Krishna can counteract all reaction of past material infections, which are impediments to the progress of self realization. On the other hand, one who does not do so continues to increase the volume of sinful action, and this prepares the next body to resemble hogs and dogs, to suffer the resultant reactions of all sins. The material world is full of contamination, and one who is immunized by accepting prasadam of the Lord, food offered to Vishnu, is saved from the attack, where one who does not do so becomes subjected to contamination. Food grains or vegetables are factually eatables. The human being eats different kinds of food grains, vegetables, fruits, etc. And the animals eat the refuse of the food grains and vegetables, grass, plants, etc. Human beings are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must be a and 1 minute. Human beings who are accustomed to eating meat and flesh must also depend on the production of the vegetation in order to eat the animals. Therefore, ultimately, we have to depend on the production of the field and not on the production of big factories. The, the field production is due to sufficient rain from the sky, and such rains are controlled by demigods like Indra, sun, moon, etc., and they are all servants of the Lord. The Lord can be satisfied by sacrifices. Therefore, one who cannot perform them will find them in scarcity. That is the law of nature. Yagna, specifically the Sankirtan Yagna, is prescribed for this age, must therefore be performed to save us at least from scarcity of food supply.
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
कर्म ब्रह्मोद्भवं विद्धि
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
ब्रह्माक्षरसमुद्भवम्
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
तस्मात् सर्वगतं ब्रह्म
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्
नित्यं यज्ञे प्रतिष्ठितम्.
Regulated activities are prescribed in the Vedas, and the Vedas are directly manifested from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Consequently, the all pervading transcendence is eternally situated in acts of sacrifice. Purport: Yajnathara karma, or the necessity of work for the satisfaction of Krishna only, is more expressly stated in this verse. If we have to work for the satisfaction of the Yajna Purusa Vishnu, then we must find out the direction of work in Brahman or the transcendental Vedas. The Vedas are therefore codes of working directions. Anything performed without the direction of the Vedas is called vikarma, or unauthorized or sinful work. Therefore, one should always take direction from the Vedas to be saved from the reaction of work. As one has to work in ordinary life by the direction of the state, one similarly has to work under direction of the supreme state of the Lord. Such directions in the Vedas are directly manifested from the breathing of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is said, Asya Mahato Vitasya Nisvastitam Itadyad Ragvedo Yajur Veda Samavedo Tharva Girasaha. The four Vedas, namely the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Samaveda, and Atharveda, are all emanations from the breathing of the great personality of Godhead. Brahad Aryaka Upanishad. The Lord, being omnipotent, can speak by breathing air, for as it is confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, the Lord has the omnipotence to perform through each of his senses the actions of all other senses. In other words, the Lord can speak through his breathing and he can impregate by his eyes. In fact, it is said that he glanced over material nature and thus fathered all living entities. After creating or impregnating the conditioned souls into the womb of material nature, he gave his directions in the Vedic wisdom as to how such conditioned souls can return home back to Godhead. We should always remember that the conditioned souls in material nature are all eager for material enjoyment. But the Vedic directions are so made that one can satisfy one's perverted desires, then return to Godhead, having finished his so called enjoyment. It is a chance for the conditioned souls to attain liberation. Therefore, the conditioned souls must try to follow the process of yajna by becoming Krishna conscious. Even those who have not followed the Vedic injunctions may adopt the principles of Krishna consciousness, and that will take the place of performance of Vedic yajnas or karmas.
बेसिकली ऐसा बोलते हैं कि 3 टाइप के कर्म होते हैं, कर्म, विकर्म और अकर्म। तो कर्म इज एनीथिंग जिसके गुड कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हो सकते हैं, आप जो भी काम कर रहे हो। विकर्म इज बैड कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस होंगे क्योंकि ये कैप्रियस वर्क है। और अकर्म मतलब इसके कोई कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस ही नहीं होंगे क्योंकि आप जो भी कर रहे हो यू आर डूइंग इट एज योर ड्यूटी। तो ऐसे बोलते हैं अगर आप कर्म के आगे अ लगा दो तो वो कर्म योग बन जाता है।
एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रन्
एवं प्रवर्तितं चक्रन्
नानुवर्तयति हयः
नानुवर्तयति हयः
अघायुरिन्द्रियारामो
अघायुरिन्द्रियारामो
मोघं पार्थ स जीवति
मोघं पार्थ स जीवति।
My dear Arjuna, one who does not follow in human life the cycle of sacrifice, thus established by the Vedas, certainly leads a life full of sin. Living only for the satisfaction of the senses, such a person lives in vain. Purport. The Mammonist philosophy of work very hard and enjoy of work very hard and enjoy sense gratification is condemned herein by the Lord. Therefore, for those who want to enjoy this material world, the above mentioned cycle of performing yagnas is absolutely necessary. One who does not follow such regulations is living a very risky life, being condemned more and more. By nature's law, this human form of life is specifically meant for self realization in either of three ways, namely Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. There is no necessity of rigidity. Following the performances of the prescribed yagna for the transcendentalist who are above vice and virtue. But those who are engaged in sense gratification require purification by the above mentioned cycle of yagna performances. There are different kinds of activities. Those who are not Krishna conscious are certainly engaged in sensory consciousness. Therefore, they need to execute pious work. The yagna system is planned in such a way that sensory conscious persons may satisfy their desires without becoming entangled in the reaction of sense gratification work. The prosperity of the world depends not on our efforts, but on the background arrangement of the Supreme Lord, directly carried out by demigods. Therefore, the yagnas are directly aimed at the particular demigods mentioned in the Vedas. Indirectly, it is the practice of Krishna consciousness because when one masters the performance of yagnas, one is sure to become Krishna conscious. But if by performing yagnas one does not become Krishna conscious, such principles are counted as only moral codes. One should not, therefore, limit his progress only to the point of moral codes, but should transcend them to attain Krishna consciousness.
ये टेक्स्ट 16 में ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात बताई है कि दे आर लिविंग अ लाइफ विच इज यूजलेस। मोघम मतलब अगर हम already we are owing a lot of people just by being born. I owe to all my ancestors. Or अब अगर I'm not doing anything, so I'm borrowing. Now I'm taking more debt and debt. So it's very important that we actually perform yagnas and not just in the things like said, जैसे अर्जुन का यज्ञ क्या था? To fight in the कुरुक्षेत्र.
Scribe duty is your yagna.
Right. वर्ण और आश्रम के हिसाब से.
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्याद्
यस्त्वात्मरतिरेव स्यात्
आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः
आत्मन्येव च सन्तुष्टः
आत्मन्येव च
तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते
तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते.
But for one who takes pleasure in the self, whose human life is one of self-realization, and who is satisfied in the self only, fully satiated, for him there is no duty. Purport by Divine Grace Prabhupada. A person who is fully Krishna conscious and is fully satisfied by his acts in Krishna conscious no longer has any duty to perform. Due to his being Krishna conscious, all impurity within is instantly cleansed, an effect of many thousands of yagna performances. By such clearing of consciousness, one becomes fully confident of his eternal position in relationship with the Supreme. His duty thus becomes self-illuminated by the grace of the Lord, and therefore he no longer has any obligations to the Vedic injunctions. Such a Krishna-conscious person is no longer interested in material activities and no longer taken pleasure in the material arrangements like wine, women, and similar infatuations.
वो अपना wealth को misuse नहीं कर रहे हैं. In wine, women, आत्मरति, very important word. Keeping pleasure in the self realization में उनका interest है. ये इतना beautiful है ना, क्योंकि जो भी भक्त है ना, आप इंडिपेंडेंट लाइफ में कब हो सकते हो? जब आप एक्चुअली डिपेंडेंट हो. और डिपेंडेंट किस पे हो? ऑन कृष्णा, ऑन गॉड. जैसे द्रौपदी थी, वो जब पहले उनके पांच उनके हस्बैंड्स हैं, सबको आवाज लगाई बट किसी ने नहीं बचाया. फाइनली उन्होंने किस पे डिपेंडेंस दिखाई? कृष्णा पे. सो यू आर ओनली इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेन यू आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन कृष्णा. एंड व्हेन यू आर इंडिपेंडेंट, when you're dependent on Krishna, then you're not dependent on anybody else.
नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो
नैव तस्य कृतेनार्थो
नाकृते नेह कश्चन
नाकृते नेह कश्चन
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु
न चास्य सर्वभूतेषु
कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः
कश्चिदर्थव्यपाश्रयः.
A self-realized man has no purpose to fulfill in the discharge of his prescribed duties, nor has he any reason not to perform such work, nor has he any need to depend on any other living being. Purport: a self-realized man is no longer obliged to perform any prescribed duty, save and except activities in Krishna consciousness. Krishna consciousness is not inactivity either, as will be explained in the following verses. A Krishna conscious man does not take shelter of any person, man, or demigod. Whatever he does in Krishna consciousness is sufficient in the discharge of his obligations.
Only surrendered to Krishna.
Inactivity is not Krishna consciousness.
3.1 हमने ये देखा था ना कि inertia is not Krishna consciousness. बट इसमें ये भी बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट, मतलब इन द श्लोक ये वर्ड है अर्थ, मतलब कोई पर्पस नहीं है अपना ड्यूटी करने का उस आदमी.
तस्मादसक्तः सततं
तस्मादसक्तः सततं
कार्यं कर्म समाचर
कार्यं कर्म समाचर
असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म
असक्तो ह्याचरन् कर्म
परमाप्नोति पुरुषः
परमाप्नोति पुरुषः.
Therefore, without being attached to the fruits of activities, one should act as a matter of duty. For by working without attachment, one attains the Supreme. The Supreme is the personality of Godhead for the devotees and liberation for the impersonalists. A person, therefore, acting for Krishna or in Krishna consciousness under proper guidance and without attachment to the result of the work is certainly making progress towards the supreme goal of life. Arjun is told that he should fight in the battle of Kurukshetra for the interest of Krishna because Krishna wanted him to fight. To be a good man or a non-violent man is a personal attachment, but to act on behalf of the Supreme is to act without attachment for the result. That is perfect action of the highest degree, recommended by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. Vedic rituals like prescribed sacrifices are performed for purification of impious activities that were performed in the field of sense gratification. But action in Krishna consciousness is transcendental to the reactions of good or evil work. A Krishna conscious person has no attachment to the result but acts on behalf of Krishna alone. He engages in all kinds of activities but is completely non-attached. ऐसा महाभारत में बोलते हैं कि युधिष्ठिर महाराज का जो रथ था ना, वो हमेशा सबसे थोड़ा ऊपर ही रहता था, वो जमीन पे था ही, थोड़ा वो फ्लाई कर रहा था थोड़ा, ठीक है। फिर एक पॉइंट ऐसा आया था जब कृष्णा आस्क्ड हिम टू लाई, कृष्णा टोल्ड हिम टू से कि अश्वत्थामा द सन ऑफ द्रोणाचार्य इज डेड, बट दैट टाइम वो हिचकिचाया, मतलब वो झूठ बोलने से हिचकिचाया बिकॉज ही हैज एन अटैचमेंट टू बी अ नॉन लाइंग पर्सन। जैसे यहाँ पे बताया कि यहाँ टू बी अ गुड मैन और अ नॉन वायलेंट मैन इज अ पर्सनल अटैचमेंट, उसका पर्सनल अटैचमेंट था मेरा धर्म। तो तब जब उन्होंने झूठ बोलने से हिचकिचाए ना, जब झूठ बोला तब नहीं, जब झूठ बोलने से हिचकिचाए तब उनका रथ जमीन पे। सो हियर हमको अपने पर्सनल अटैचमेंट से कुछ नहीं करना है। फॉर कृष्णा व्हाट इज द राइट थिंग टू डू वो करना। हमको क्या देखना है, व्हाट इज कृष्णा की आंखों में क्या धर्म है, जो उनकी आंखों में सही है।
There is another story also which says कि युधिष्ठिर told अश्वत्थामा हाथी के बारे में कि उसने बोला हाथी अश्वत्थामा जो था उनके इसमें हाथी भी था एक।
उस समय उन्होंने बहुत धीरे से बोला और तब कृष्णा
एग्जैक्टली, हाँ, तो उसने बाकी धीरे से बोली और ये जोर से बोला,
राइट, और इसी वजह से उनका रथ नीचे आ गया। एंड ऐसा बोलते भी हैं कि बाद में अगर पांडवों ने हेल देखा है बिफोर गोइंग टू हेवन, दे हैड सीन हेल एंड दैट वाज बिकॉज ऑफ दिस
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम्
कर्मणैव हि संसिद्धिम्
आस्थिता जनकादयः
आस्थिता जनकादयः
लोकसंग्रहमेवापि
लोकसंग्रहमेवापि
सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि।
सम्पश्यन् कर्तुमर्हसि।
पूरी भगवत गीता में 700 श्लोक में सिर्फ एक एग्जाम्पल दिया गया है किसी इंसान का, और वो दिया है सीता माता के पापा का, जनक महाराज। तो क्योंकि वो वन ऑफ द 7 महाजन्स।
Kings such as Janaka attained perfection solely by performance of prescribed duties. Therefore, just for the sake of educating the people in general, you should perform your work. Purport: kings like Janaka were all self-realized souls. Consequently, they had no obligation to perform the prescribed duties in the Vedas. Nonetheless, they performed all prescribed activities just to set examples for the people in general. Janaka was the father of Sita and father-in-law of Lord Sri Rama. Being a great devotee of the Lord, he was transcendentally situated, but because he was the king of Mithila, assigned his subjects how to perform prescribed duties. Lord Krishna and Arjuna, the Lord's eternal friend, had no need to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra, but they fought to teach people in general that violence is also necessary in a situation where good arguments fail. Before the battle of Kurukshetra, every effort was made to avoid the war, even by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but the other party was determined to fight. So, for such a right cause, there is a necessity for fighting. Although one who is situated in Krishna consciousness may not have any interest in the world, he still works to teach the public how to live and how to act. Experienced persons in Krishna consciousness can act in such a way that others will follow, and that is explained in the following verse.
पर में राजा जनक का बताया है कि he was already एक self realized soul थे. So every day in his court they had active discussions on dharma, on righteousness. पर जस्ट टू सेट एग्जांपल्स फॉर हिज पब्लिक, अर्जुन ने जो भी कुछ किया, समझा, क्वेश्चन किया, वो सब इसलिए था कि आगे आगे की पीढ़ियां हैं कि हम समझ सकें। और ऐसे ही जैसे हमारी हिस्ट्री में हमें याद है सांबा जी हैं या शिवाजी है, कितनी बार इसमें हमें लगता है कि क्यों उनको क्यों कष्ट भोगना पड़ा। वो कुछ चीजें मान जाते ना मुगलों की, बट दे हैड टू सेट एग्जांपल्स फॉर अस। अगर वो उस वक्त चीजें मान जाते तो फिर हम क्या सीखते? हम तो धर्म नहीं सीखते ना। तो सच ब्यूटीफुल एग्जांपल्स दीज ग्रेट मैन हैव टू सेट समटाइम्स। जैसे अभी उनकी लेटेस्ट मूवी आई थी ना, छावा मूवी, जो संभाजी के ऊपर आई थी, मतलब कितना कष्ट उन्होंने भोगा मुगलों के सामने। मतलब अगर कोई भी अगर आज का कोई बच्चा बोलेगा, सूडो बच्चा अगर देखेगा तो बोलेगा क्या है, मान जाते हैं ना, मुस्लिम बन जाते हैं। एक बात मैं बता रही हूँ, मतलब उन्होंने इतना कष्ट उन्होंने क्यों सहा? उनकी टंग काट दी, उनका स्किन को छील दिया, मतलब क्यों? व्हाट इतना क्यों? तो लेकिन वही बात है ना, दीज ग्रेट सोल्स आर चोजन बाय द लॉर्ड टू सेट एग्जाम्पल्स फॉर द फ्यूचर। तो जैसे अर्जुन वॉज चोजन टू सेट एग्जाम्पल्स फॉर द फ्यूचर, राधा जनक ऑल्सो, ही वॉज सो क्लोज टू राम जी, उनके ससुर थे वो, सीता जी के फादर थे वो खुद एक सेल्फ रियलाइज सोल थे, बट फिर भी वो रोज अपने कोर्ट में ऐसी चीजें करते थे, ऐसे डिबेट्स करते थे ताकि रियल धर्म बाहर आए। सो इवन सच पीपल दे डू डेलिबरेटली डू सच थिंग्स ताकि आगे की पीढ़ी सीखे।
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्
यद्यदाचरति श्रेष्ठस्
तत्तदेवेतरो जनः
तत्तदेवेतरो जनः
स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते
स यत्प्रमाणं कुरुते
लोकस्तदनुवर्तते।
लोकस्तदनुवर्तते।
दिस इज सो ब्यूटीफुल एंड सो ट्रू। जैसे अगर हम सबको पता है प्रेमानंद जी महाराज बहुत फेमस हो गए हैं, और कब से फेमस हुए हैं? जब से अनुष्का शर्मा और विराट कोहली उनके पास गए हैं। तो यहाँ बोला है कि वॉट एवर एक्शन अ ग्रेट मैन परफॉर्म्स द कॉमन मैन फॉलो। तभी उससे पहले इतनी कोई भीड़ नहीं लगती थी। एक बार ये क्रिकेटर और अनुष्का शर्मा वहां गए हैं, तब से सब फॉलो कर रहे हैं उनको। तो अगर एक्चुअली हमारे सारे बॉलीवुड स्टार्स या जितने लोग एक फेम है उनके पास में, अगर उसको राइटली यूज करें, राइट चीजें करें, तो कॉमन मैन विल फॉलो। ट्रेंड सेटर्स हैं क्योंकि ये लोग सब।
Whatever action a great man performs, common men follow, and whatever standards he sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. Before, people in general always require a leader who can teach the public by practical behavior. A leader cannot teach the public to stop smoking if he himself smokes. Lord Chaitanya said that a teacher should behave properly before he begins teaching. One who teaches in the way is called Acharya, or the ideal teacher. Therefore, a teacher must follow the principles of Shastra to teach the common man. The teacher cannot manufacture rules against the principles of revealed scriptures. The revealed scriptures like Manu Samhita are similar others, are considered the standard books to be followed by human society. Thus, the leader's teachings should be based on the principles of such standard shastras. One who desires to improve himself must follow the standard rules as they are practiced by the great teachers. The Srimad Bhagavatam also confirms that one should follow in the footsteps of great devotees, and that is the way of progress on the path of spiritual realization. The king or the executive head of a state, the father and the school teacher are all considered to be natural leaders of the innocent people in general. All such natural leaders have great responsibility to their dependents. Therefore, they must be conversant with standard books of moral and spiritual codes.
बोलते हैं ऐसा, यथा राजा तथा प्रजा.
So we are already so proud of our Modi ji, the way he conducts himself. Everybody who's famous, they actually have a duty. They're looked up. So they better do what is right for the whole nation or for the whole public.
न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम्
न मे पार्थास्ति कर्तव्यम्
त्रिषु लोकेषु किंचन
त्रिषु लोकेषु किंचन
नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम्
नानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम्
वर्त एव च कर्मणि
वर्त एव च कर्मणि।
हाउ स्वीट। इसमें कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि मेरे लिए तो कोई ड्यूटी नहीं है, मैं तो तीनों लोग का मेरे ही है, बट फिर भी मैं क्यों कर रहा हूँ वो ड्यूटी। ही इज गोइंग टू आंसर इट।
O son of Pratha, there is no work
पृथा।
prescribed for me. Pritha, there is no work prescribed for me within all the three planetary systems, nor am I in want of anything, nor have nor have I a need to obtain anything, and yet I am engaged in prescribed duties. Purport. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is described in the Vedic literatures as follows. The Supreme Lord is the controller of all other controllers, and he is the greatest of all the diverse planetary leaders. Everyone is under his control. All entities are delegated with particular power only by the Supreme Lord. They are not supreme themselves. He is also worshipable by all the demigods and is the supreme director of all the directors. Therefore, he is transcendental to all kinds of material leaders and controllers and is worshipable by all. There is no one greater than him, and he is the supreme cause of all causes. He does not possess a bodily form like that of an ordinary living entity. There is no difference between his body and his soul. He is absolute. All his senses are transcendental. Any one of his senses can perform the action of any other sense. Therefore, no one is greater than him or equal to him. His potencies are multifarious, and thus his deeds are automatically performed as a natural sequence. Svetasvatra Upanishad 6, 7, 8. Since everything is in full opulence in the personality of Godhead and is existing in full truth, there is no duty for the Supreme Personality of Godhead to perform. One who must receive the results of work has some designated duty, but one who has nothing to achieve within the three planetary systems certainly has no duty. And yet Lord Krishna is engaged on the battlefield of Kurukshetra as the leader of Kshatriyas because the Kshatriyas are duty bound to give protection to the distressed. Although he is above all the regulations of the revealed scriptures, he does not do anything that violates the revealed scriptures.
जैसे अब कृष्णा भगवान भी जब आए थे तो उन्होंने संदीपनी मुनि से अपनी शिक्षा ली थी, ताकि वो सबको पता चले कि भाई तुमको भी लेनी है।
जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः
जातु कर्मण्यतन्द्रितः
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मम वर्त्मानुवर्तन्ते
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः
मनुष्याः पार्थ सर्वशः।
For if I ever fail to engage in carefully performing prescribed duties, O Parth, certainly all men would follow my path. In order to keep the balance of social tranquility for progress in spiritual life, there are traditional family usages meant for every civilized man. Although such rules and regulations are for the conditioned souls and not Lord Krishna, because he descended to establish the principles of religion, he followed the prescribed duties. Otherwise, common men would follow in his footsteps, because he is the greatest authority. From the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is understood that Lord Krishna was performing all the religious duties at home and out of home as required of a householder.
उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका
उत्सीदेयुरिमे लोका
न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहम्
न कुर्यां कर्म चेदहम्
शङ्करस्य च कर्ता स्याम्
शङ्करस्य च कर्ता स्याम्
उपहन्यामि माः प्रजाः
उपहन्यामि माः प्रजा।
ये ना भगवत गीता चैप्टर 1 में वन ऑफ द 5 रीजंस था जो अर्जुन ने दिए थे कि व्हाई ही थिंक्स इट इज नॉट प्रॉपर फॉर हिम टू फाइट, कि वर्ण संकर हो जाएगा, मतलब कि अनवांटेड पॉपुलेशन होगी, क्योंकि जो वुमेन है उनका लोग एडवांटेज उठा सकते हैं, क्योंकि द मेन विल डाई इन बैटल, वुमेन एंड चिल्ड्रन थोड़े से ऐसे बहकावे में आ सकते हैं, तो ऐसी प्रोजनी होगी जो आगे जाके श्राद्ध नहीं करेगी, पिंडदान नहीं करेगी, रिलीजियस प्रिंसिपल्स फॉलो नहीं करेगी। तो अब कृष्णा बोल रहे हैं कि उससे नहीं होगा वर्ण संकर, इससे होगा कि अगर मैं अपना ड्यूटी परफॉर्म ना करूं तो अनवांटेड पॉपुलेशन होगी जो एक्चुअली अपने ड्यूटी नहीं निभाएगी, क्योंकि मैंने नहीं निभाई।
If I did not perform prescribed duties, all these worlds would be put to ruination. I would be the cause of creating unwanted population, and I would thereby destroy the peace of all living beings. Purport. Varna Sankara is unwanted population which disturbs the peace of the general society. In order to check this social disturbance, these are prescribed rules and regulations by which the population can automatically become peaceful and organized for spiritual progress in life. When Lord Krishna descends, naturally he deals with such rules and regulations in order to maintain the prestige and necessity of such important performances. The Lord is the father of all living entities, and if the living entities are misguided, indirectly the responsibility goes to the Lord. Therefore, whenever there is general disregard of regulative principles, the Lord Himself descends and corrects the society. We should, however, note carefully that although we have to follow in the footsteps of the Lord, we still have to remember that we cannot imitate Him. Following or and imitating are not on the same level. We cannot imitate the Lord by lifting Govardhana hill as the Lord did in his childhood. It is impossible for any human being. We have to follow his instructions, but we may not imitate him at any time. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita Bhagavatam affirms one should simply follow the instructions of the Lord and his empowered servants. Their instructions are all good for us, and any intelligent person will perform them as instructed. However, one should guard against trying to imitate their actions. One should not try to drink the ocean of poison in imitation of Lord Shiva. We should always consider the position of the Iswaras or those who can actually control the movements of the sun and the moon as superior. Without such power, one cannot imitate the Iswaras who are super powerful. Lord Shiva drank poison to the extent of swallowing an ocean. But if any common man tries to drink even a fragment of such poison, he will be killed. There are many pseudo devotees of Lord Shiva who wants to indulge in smoking ganja, marijuana, and similar intoxicating drugs, forgetting that by so imitating the acts of Lord Shiva, they are calling death very near. Similarly, there are some pseudo devotees of Lord Krishna who prefer to imitate the Lord in his Ras Leela or dance of love, forgetting their inability to lift Govardhana hill. It is best, therefore, that one not try to imitate the powerful, but simply follow the instructions, nor should one try to occupy their post without qualification. There are so many incarnations of God without the power of Supreme Godhead.
वो गाना है ना एक कि मैं करूँ तो साला कैरेक्टर ढीला है, मतलब कृष्णा करे तो रास लीला, मैं करूँ तो कैरेक्टर ढीला। कि कैसे लोग एक्चुअली हैं जो उनको इमिटेट करना चाहते हैं और गन मचा रहे हैं सिर्फ। अगर करना ही है तो ठीक है, अपनी पिंकी फिंगर पे उठा लो फिर गोवर्धन भी लेफ्ट हैंड की। और यहाँ पे इन्होंने कैसे इनकारनेशन को मतलब ऐसे इन्वर्टेड कॉमास में लिखा है कि मैं ही भगवान हर किसी को जो लगता है, कि खुद को ही जो इंजॉयमेंट करने के लिए गॉड समझ रहे हैं।
मतलब ड्रिंक करते हैं तो लोग कहते हैं शिव जी है ना, शिव जी भी तो पीते थे।
सोमरस।
और भांग वगैरह भी कितना।
सक्ताः कर्मण्य विद्वांसो
सक्तः कर्मण्य विद्वांसो
यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत
यथा कुर्वन्ति भारत
कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथा सक्तः
कुर्याद्विद्वांस्तथा शक्तश्च
चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्
चिकीर्षुर्लोकसङ्ग्रहम्।
As the ignorant perform their duties with attachment to results, the learned may similarly act, but without attachment, for the sake of leading people on the right path. A person in Krishna consciousness and a person not in Krishna consciousness are differentiated by different desires. A, a Krishna conscious person does not do anything which is not conducive to development of Krishna consciousness. He even acts exactly like an ignorant person who is too much attached to material activities, but one is engaged in such activities for the satisfaction of his gratification, whereas the other is engaged for the satisfaction of Krishna. Therefore, the Krishna consciousness is required to show the people how to act and how to achieve the results of action. For those purpose, Krishna consciousness.
Krishna conscious person is not that he's desireless, but his desire is Krishna. So he's doing everything so he can lead the common people also on this path.
न बुद्धिभेदैः जनयेद्
न बुद्धिभेदैः जनयेत्
अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनाम्
अज्ञानां कर्मसङ्गिनां
जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि
जोषयेत् सर्वकर्माणि
विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्
विद्वान् युक्तः समाचरन्
So as not to disturb the minds of ignorant men attached to the fruitive results of prescribed duties, a learned person should not induce them to stop work. Rather, by working in a spirit of devotion, he should engage them in all sorts of activities for the gradual development of Krishna consciousness. Purport. Yeah, purport. Vedesya sarver aham eva vedya. That is the end of all Vedic rituals. All rituals, all performance of sacrifice, and everything that is put into the Vedas, including all direction for material activities, are meant to understanding Krishna, but who is the ultimate goal of life. But because the conditioned souls do not know anything beyond sense gratification, they study the Vedas to that end. But through the fruitive activities and sense gratification regulated by the Vedic rituals, one is gradually elevated to Krishna conscious. Therefore, the realized soul in Krishna conscious should not disturb others in their activities or understanding, but he should act by showing how the results of all work can be dedicated to the service of Krishna. The learned Krishna conscious person may act in such a way that the ignorant person working for sense gratification may learn how to act and how to behave. Although the ignorant man is not to be disturbed in his activities, a slightly developed Krishna conscious person may directly be engaged in the service of the Lord without waiting for other Vedic formulas. For this fortunate man, therefore, there is no need to follow the Vedic rituals, because by direct Krishna conscious one can have all the results one would otherwise derive from following one's prescribed duties.
Beautiful. Basically, it's just saying कि how अगर कोई already इंसान है जो कहीं और involved है, not in Krishna conscious activities, तो उनको disrupt मत करो. Don't tell them कि give up everything. Rather, just make them do some other things together, जिससे gradual उनका Krishna consciousness पे development होगा, spiritually inclined होंगे. Suddenly, don't tell them कि leave everything. Let them do what they're doing, but साथ में do this also.
Conduct yourself in a way that people will naturally follow, right?
पहले अपना आचार आप जैसे रखोगे वे अपने आप उसका प्रचार होगा.
प्रकृतेः क्रियमाणानि गुणैः कर्माणि सर्वशः अहंकार विमूढात्मा कर्ताहमिति मन्यते.
ऐसे लोग होते हैं ना जिनको लगता है कि मैं ही सब कर रहा हूँ, तो ये उस चीज के लिए है. हमको भी लगता है कि आई एम द डूअर, बट वी आर ऑल ओनली इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स इन द हैंड्स ऑफ द सुप्रीम. जैसे जब महाभारत वॉर कंप्लीट हो गया था तो खाटू श्याम जी का सर देख रहा था ना पूरा कि क्या हो रहा है बैटल फील्ड पे. तो इन दी एंड उनको पूछा जाके कि कौन है मैन ऑफ द मैच, मतलब हु इज द मैन ऑफ द एंटायर युद्ध. So then he said, ना अर्जुन, ना युधिष्ठिर, ना भीम, कृष्णा, क्योंकि करा तो सब उन्हीं ने है, तुम लोग तो सब इंस्ट्रूमेंट्स हो. So the supreme is the doer.
The spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities, and that are in actuality carried out by the three modes of material nature. Two persons, one in Krishna consciousness and the other in material consciousness, working on the same level, may appear to be working on the same platform, but there is a wide gulf of difference in their respective positions. The person in material consciousness is convinced by false ego that he is the doer of everything. He does not know that the mechanism of the body is produced by material nature, which works under the supervision of the Supreme Lord. The materialistic person has no knowledge that ultimately he is under the control of Krishna. The person in false ego takes all the credit for doing everything independently, and that is the symptom of his nescience. He does not know that his gross and subtle body is the creation of material nature, under the order of Supreme Personality of Godhead, and as such, his bodily and mental activities should be engaged in the service of Krishna in Krishna consciousness. The ignorant man forgets that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is known as Rishikesh, or the master of the senses of the material body. For due to his long misuse of the senses in sense gratification, he is factually bewildered by the false ego, which makes him forget his eternal relationship with Krishna.
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो
तत्त्ववित्तु महाबाहो
गुणकर्म विभागयोः
गुणकर्मविभागयोः
गुणागुणेषु वर्तन्त
गुणागुणेषु वर्तन्त
इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
इति मत्वा न सज्जते.
One who is in knowledge of absolute truth, O mighty arm, does not engage himself in the senses and sense gratification, knowing well the differences between work in devotion and work for fruitive results. Purport. The knower of the absolute truth is convinced of his awkward position in material association. He knows that he is part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, and that his position should not be in the material creation. He knows his real identity as part and parcel of the Supreme, who is eternal bliss and knowledge. And he realizes that somehow or other he is entrapped in the material conception of life. In his pure state of existence, he is meant to dovetail his activities in devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. He therefore engages himself in the activities of Krishna consciousness and becomes naturally attached to the activities of the material senses, which are all circumstantial and temporary. He knows that his material condition of life is under the supreme control of the Lord. Consequently, he is not disturbed by all kind of material reactions, which he considers to be the mercy of the Lord. According to Srimad Bhagavatam, one who knows the absolute truth in three different features, namely Brahman, Paramatma, and Supreme Personality of Godhead, is called Tattvavit. For he knows also his own factual position in relationship with the Supreme.
Material world is relative truth. जैसे मैं किसी की दीदी हूँ, किसी की आंटी हूँ, किसी की बेटी हूँ, ये सब रिलेटिव ट्रुथ है क्योंकि टेम्पररी है, कभी तो जाऊंगी. लेकिन एब्सोल्यूट ट्रुथ क्या है? कृष्णा, कि मैं कृष्णा की पार्ट एंड पार्सल हूँ. सो दैट इज द एब्सोल्यूट ट्रुथ. तो जो इसको जानता है वो ही है तत्वविद, नोअर ऑफ द एब्सोल्यूट ट्रुथ.
प्रकृतेर्गुणसम्मूढाः
प्रकृते गुणसम्मूढाः
सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु
सज्जन्ते गुणकर्मसु
तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान्
तान् कृत्स्नविदो मन्दान्
कृत्स्नभिन्न विचालयेत्.
कृत्स्नभिन्न विचालयेत्.
Bewildered by the modes of material nature, the ignorant fully engage themselves in material activities and become attached. But the wise should not unsettle them, although these duties are inferior due to the performer's lack of knowledge. Persons who are unknowledgeable falsely identify with the gross material consciousness and are full of material designations. This body is a gift of the material nature, and one who is too much attached to the bodily consciousness is called manda, or a lazy person without the understanding of spirit soul. Ignorant men think of the body as a self. They accept bodily connections with others as kinsmanship. The land in which the body is obtained is their object of worship, and they consider the formalities of religious rituals to be ends in themselves. Social work, nationalism, and altruism are some of the activities of such materially designated persons. Under the spell of such designations, they are always busy in the material field. For them, spiritual realization is a myth, and so they are not interested. Those who are enlightened in spiritual life, however, should not try to agitate such materially engrossed persons, better to prosecute one's own spiritual activities silently. Such bewildered persons may be engaged in such primary moral principles of life as non-violence and similar materially benevolent work. Men who are ignorant cannot appreciate activities in Krishna consciousness. And therefore, Lord Krishna advises us not to disturb them and simply waste valuable time. But the devotees of the Lord are more kind than the Lord because they consider the purpose of the Lord. Consequently, they undertake all kinds of risks, even to the point of approaching ignorant men to try to engage them in the acts of Krishna consciousness, which are absolutely necessary for the human being.
मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि
मयि सर्वाणि कर्माणि
सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा
सन्न्यस्याध्यात्मचेतसा
निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा
निराशीर्निर्ममो भूत्वा
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः
युध्यस्व विगतज्वरः.
Beautiful.
Therefore, O Arjuna, surrendering all your works unto me with full knowledge of me, without desire for profit, with no claims to proprietorship, and free from lethargy, fight. Purport by Divine Grace, Prabhupada. The verse clearly indicates the purpose of Bhagavad Gita. The Lord instructs that one who has become fully Krishna conscious to discharge. The Lord instructs that one who has become fully Krishna conscious to discharge duties as if in a military discipline. Such an injunction may make things a little difficult. Nevertheless, duties must be carried out with dependence on Krishna, because that is the constitutional position of a living entity. The living entity cannot be happy independent of the cooperation of the Supreme Lord, because the eternal constitutional position of the living entity is to become subordinate to the desires of the Lord. Arjuna was therefore ordered by Sri Krishna to fight as if the Lord were his military commander. One has to sacrifice everything for the goodwill of the Supreme Lord and at the same time discharge prescribed duties without claiming proprietorship. Arjuna did not have to consider the order of the Lord. He had only to execute his order. The Supreme Lord is the soul of all souls. Therefore, one who depends solely and wholly on the Supreme Soul without personal consideration, or in other words, one who is fully Krishna conscious, is called Adhyatma Chetas. Nirasya means that one who has to act on the order of the master but should not expect fruitive results. The cashier may count millions of dollars for his employer, but he does not claim a cent for himself. Similarly, one has to realize that nothing in the world belongs to any individual person, but that everything belongs to the Supreme Lord, and that is the real purport of Mai, or unto me. And when one acts in such Krishna conscious, certainly he does not claim proprietorship over anything. This consciousness is called nirmama, or nothing is mine. And if there is any reluctance to execute such a stern order, which is without consideration, of so called kingsmen in the bodily relationship, that reluctance should be thrown off, and in this way one may become Vigata Jwara, or without feverish mentality or lethargy. Everyone, according to his quality and position, has a particular type of work to discharge, and all such duties may be discharged in Krishna consciousness, as described above. That will lead one to the path of liberation.
ये इतना ज्यादा कोटेड वर्स है क्योंकि यहाँ पे जैसे उन्होंने बोला सरेंडर ऑल योर वर्क्स टू मी विथ फुल नॉलेज ऑफ मी एंड विदाउट एनी डिजायर्स ऑफ प्रॉफिट, क्योंकि अर्जुन का ये क्वेश्चन था कि हमें क्या मिलेगा, ये मतलब व्हाट टू गेन, माधव बोला था उनको क्योंकि ही इज द हस्बैंड ऑफ लक्ष्मी, तो ऐसे हमको कैसे कुछ अच्छा मिलेगा उन्होंने पूछा था। तो अब ये बोल रहे हैं कि विदाउट डिजायर फॉर प्रॉफिट, फॉर नो डिजायर, फॉर नो क्लेम्स ऑफ प्रोप्राइटरशिप। उनका ये भी क्वेश्चन था कि इतना बड़ा अगर राज्य में जीत भी जाता हूँ तो भी इट विल बी टेंटेड विद देयर ब्लड, सो देयर विल बी नो एंजॉयमेंट फॉर अस। वो बोल रहे हैं कि डिजायर है ही नहीं तुम्हारा और प्रोप्राइटरशिप है ही नहीं तुम्हारी, सो फ्री फ्रॉम ऑल ऑफ दिस, फ्री फ्रॉम लेथार्जी, फ्रॉम फटीग फाइट। अध्यात्म चेतसा मतलब कि नॉलेज ऑफ द सेल्फ, और चेतसा मतलब कॉन्शियसनेस,
Just like the cashier of the bank is.
कि वो काउंट कर रहा है सिर्फ भगवान के लिए, मतलब हम हमारे जो भी ड्यूटी है वो भगवान के लिए कर रहे हैं, हमको रखना नहीं है, कैशियर घर थोड़ी लेके जा रहा है वो पैसा।
ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम्
ये मे मतमिदं नित्यम्
अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः
अनुतिष्ठन्ति मानवाः
श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो
श्रद्धावन्तो न सूयन्तो
मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः
मुच्यन्ते तेऽपि कर्मभिः।
इसमें दो वर्ड्स हैं, अनुतिष्ठन्ति मतलब एग्जीक्यूट रेगुलरली, और एक और है अनुसूयंता मतलब विदाउट एनवी। तो हमको क्या करना है, अपनी ड्यूटीज को एग्जीक्यूट करना है अकॉर्डिंग टू द टीचिंग्स, एंड कैसे करना है, विदाउट एनवी एंड रेगुलरली करना है।
Those persons who execute their duties according to my injunctions and who follow this teaching faithfully without envy become free from the bondage of fruitive actions. Purport: the injunction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is the essence of all Vedic wisdom and therefore is eternally true without exception. As the Vedas are eternal, so this truth of Krishna consciousness is also eternal. One should have firm faith in this injunction without envying the Lord. There are many philosophers who write comments on the Bhagavad Gita but have no faith in Krishna. They will never be liberated from the bondage of fruitive action. But an ordinary man with firm faith in the eternal injunctions of the Lord, even though unable to execute such orders, becomes liberated from the bondage of the Lord of Karma. In the beginning of Krishna consciousness, one may not fully discharge the injunctions of Lord, but because one is not resentful of this principle and works sincerely, without consideration of defeat and hopelessness, he will surely be promoted to the stage of pure Krishna consciousness.
ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तो
ये त्वेतदभ्यसूयन्तो
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
नानुतिष्ठन्ति मे मतम्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान्
सर्वज्ञानविमूढांस्तान्
विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः
विद्धि नष्टान चेतसः।
But those who, out of envy, disregard these teachings and do not follow them regularly are to be considered bereft of all knowledge, befooled, and ruined in their endeavors for perfection. Purport: the flaw of not being Krishna conscious is clearly stated herein. As there is punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Executive Head, so there is certainly punishment for disobedience to the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. A disobedient person, however great he may be, is ignorant of his own self and of the Supreme Brahman, Paramatma, and the Personality of Godhead due to a vacant heart. Therefore, there is no hope of perfection of life for him.
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्याः
सदृशं चेष्टते स्वस्य
प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि
प्रकृतेर्ज्ञानवानपि
प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि
प्रकृतिं यान्ति भूतानि
निग्रह किं करिष्यति।
इसमें बहुत अच्छी लाइन है, what can repression do? Even a man of knowledge acts according to his own nature. For everyone follows the nature he has acquired from the three modes. What can repression accomplish? Unless one is situated on the transcendental platform of Krishna consciousness, he cannot get free from the influence of the modes of material nature. As it is confirmed by the Lord in the 7th chapter, 7.14, therefore, even for the most highly educated person on the mundane plane, it is impossible to get out of entanglement of Maya simply by theoretical knowledge or by separating the soul from the body. There are many so called spiritualists who outwardly pose as advanced in the science, but inwardly or privately are completely under modes of nature which they are unable to surpass. Academically, one may be very learned, but because of his long association with material nature, he is in bondage. Krishna consciousness helps one to get out of the material entanglement. Even though one may be engaged in his prescribed duties in terms of material existence. Therefore, without being fully in Krishna consciousness, one should not give up his occupational duties. No one should suddenly give up his prescribed duties and become a so called yogi or transcendentalist artificially. It is better to be situated in one's own position and to try to attain Krishna consciousness under superior training. Thus, one may be freed from the clutches of Krishna's Maya. यहाँ पे बोला है कृष्णाज माया, माया भी कृष्णा की ही है. तो शी इज होल्डिंग अस एंड इट इज ओनली कृष्णा हु विल हेल्प अस गेट आउट ऑफ इट. क्योंकि जो तीन हमारे गुण हैं, रजोगुण, सतोगुण, तमोगुण, ये कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं हमको एंड वी कितना भी हम रिप्रेशन करें, it cannot do anything. So what you can actually do is actually start little baby steps towards Krishna consciousness, and slowly Krishna will only release you from Krishna's mind.
Krishna is going to filter us, right?
आपको बाकी चीजें जल्दी से दे देंगे, बट भक्ति देख के देंगे पूरा, क्योंकि फिर तब तक फिर वो आपके हो जाएंगे ना, फिर तो आप कुछ भी करो. ऐसा बोलते हैं जो चैंट करते हैं, तो कृष्णा उनके टंग पे डांस कर रही है. मतलब आप सिर्फ चैंट कर रहे हो, बट ही इज डांसिंग ऑन योर टंग.
Lovely. Thank you so much. Thank you.
गुड नाइट.
Krishna.